Alright, welcome to the Streaming Let's Play panel, everybody. Apologies, we were supposed to have AV, but we don't. So, I can't show you the slideshow, but we don't need that. We'll be fine. Alright, so,
fine. You know, much like when you Let's Play and stream anything, you just sort of wing it.
Don't start.
What?
Don't start up with me. Let's just go down. We'll go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting from this way over.
I go by SCXCR on YouTube and Twitch. Mostly a reviewer, but lately I've started doing more streams. Currently I'm Let's Playing a game called Zombie from the Wedding Way. Don't do that unless you're fluent in Japanese, because it has nothing in English, not even subtitles. And on Twitch, I'm usually streaming Monster Hunter. In case you couldn't tell, I speedrun here and there, and I play the worst horror games you have never heard of.
Yeah, because you have different series. You've got Fearless, which is that horror game show where you just play bad horror games.
All the various things.
If I had a nickel for every time I fell out of bounds in those horror games, I can't count that.
Don't forget to talk about It Came From Gamefly, your other series.
Is that even one?
Yeah, well, that's a United States thing.
Basically, I just rent games I've never heard of and find out that Nolan North is in them.
And you mentioned speedruns. Don't you hold world records?
Not the most popular ones. Like I have world records in Yoshi Safari, Shampoo, Legend Reborn, Dragon's Lair for the SNES, just to name a few.
Yeah, you just did what was it, Midwest Speed Fest?
They did Mid-Spring Speed Flame, which is their spring version. Yes, and then summer version to Midwest Speed Fest.
All right.
Right, and I go by Blonde Red Gamer. I don't really do Let's Plays really myself. I haven't streamed yet. But I do editing work for this buddy here. Mostly with his Let's Play stuff.
So I go online by Zeromaster. I do game reviews, but I also, what's relevant to this panel is Let's Playing and streaming. I stream twice a week on Twitch, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. And those have just been whatever I feel like running through, or if there's an event in Overwatch or Monster Hunter, I'll play those. I also have my Let's Play channel. I have a few different shows. I have, there's of course Zero Plays, which is just me playing through games. Then I have a show called Power Plays, where it's me and buddies get together and sometimes alcohol's involved. So, and shouting. And so that's sometimes shouting. Sometimes I'm falling asleep. And then I also started doing a show in the last couple of years called Terror Time, which is same idea as Power Plays, but it's horror games. And I never used to play those kind of games, so just kind of new to that whole thing. Like right now, I'm playing through Resident Evil 2 Remake very slowly, even with help. So that's the thing. And then also sometimes I have special guests on. Like we had a band on once, and we did have them play games with us and whatnot. And looking to get more guests, I had a game developer showcase their game on my channel, so we played that. So
What game was that?
Maximum Football 2018.
I'm so sad they patched out that glitch.
Oh, the one where you can.
Where you run outside the arena, throw the football, and it just falls forever.
Well, you found all those glitches, so yeah, that's basically what I do.
I go by one role. I have a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel. I've been streaming a lot more recently, and although I do occasionally do reviews, I used to do like about a decade ago. Real life work has been getting in the way with that. But whenever I have free time, I do like streaming. I usually go for whatever I feel like playing. Usually full playthroughs of games I'm looking forward to. or just find some random game and decide, yeah, I'll play that, and then realize it's a big mistake by the time I beat it.
Yeah, you recently went through, well not recently, but all the Devil May Cry's until 5 came out.
Oh yeah, I recently got into that thanks to 4, so I decided to just go all the way through, including 2, which was the funniest one by far, because I heard it was bad, but I didn't know. But now I know, and I kind of love it for how bad it is. But I legit love 3, 4. Absolutely in love with the franchise. And I like Devil May Cry 1 because I'm a Resident Evil fan. I see the DNA.
So to start off this panel, basically we're going to talk about stuff about how to get started, things you'll need to know, and whatnot. Because I find a lot of people still don't know what goes into let's playing or streaming, and then we'll open it up to questions when we go through some of the basic stuff. So first and foremost, the most important decision you can make when deciding that you want to get into streaming, let's playing, recording gameplay, or things, it doesn't matter. What do you want to do with it? The answer that I usually go with is because it's fun. There's a lot of people who get into it with the mindset that this is going to make me a popular YouTuber or Twitch streamer, and then they give up a couple of years to do it again. So if it happens, great. But if it doesn't, just make sure you're having fun with it so that you can keep doing it. The next most important thing is what do I play? The best way to start off is pick something you know. Just for example, first Let's Play was Mega Man X. I could play that game probably blindfolded. So so I knew it very well. I knew I'd be able to get through it. 9-part Let's Play, boom, done. Or stream, it could be. So yeah, start with something you're familiar with. Doesn't hurt to do new stuff, but give yourself some time to get into the flow of things before that. Before you start like an idiot on the internet like me.
This is part of the profession.
Yeah.
Unless looking like an idiot is part of the plan.
I mean,
Like I said, it's part of the profession.
that sounds better than the way I put it. So,
I meant to do that.
okay, and so that's the very first step. So okay, so you've decided you're going to play a game. How do you get it so that you can get your gameplay onto the internet? Well, first and foremost, you're going to need a computer of some kind. I don't care how old it is, as long as if it can run stuff, then you're good. Now, for higher grade capture cards and stuff like that, you will need a really decent computer. But I'm using a pre-built I bought 4 years ago, and it works just fine for a lot of stuff. It's not perfect. You definitely sometimes hear the fan going when I'm streaming, but it works, and I can stream at 720p at 30 frames, and that's more than good enough for most people. And so, yeah, just basically I start off by saying use what you have. So you'll need a computer, you're probably going to need a microphone of some kind, and you're probably going to need a device to capture, a device or piece of software, depending on what you're doing, if you're doing a PC game or a console game. You're going to need something to capture the software, or to capture the gameplay. When it comes to getting it all put together, let's say you're going to do a console game. Let's say PS4 is what you want to stream, or want to record. Most of the newer consoles have a built-in recording and streaming function, so you don't necessarily need an external capture card. However, it's recommended that you get something like that because it makes it a lot easier to take that footage and edit it or control it a lot more. With a capture card, you're using any source that goes through a video thing, HDMI, AV, S-video, all that stuff. And then for microphone, you can use pretty much anything. You used for a long time like a Staples microphone.
I got one of those like desktop stick microphones from Best Buy 14 years ago, and I only stopped using that within the past 2 years.
There's lots of options too, like
Like you don't need the most high-end stuff.
Yeah.
Not right
Just-
away.
Yeah, not right away, definitely not. There's one that I used to use when I did, because when I started doing internet stuff, I started with voice acting stuff. I just used a PS3 360 Rock Band Guitar Hero microphone. It's just a USB mic. You can just literally get a stand for $20.
I still use one of those to this day.
Yeah, you still use it and it sounds fine.
It sounds fine. The input's a little low, but I was able to boost it with some settings. The only other concern is, like pop filter stuff.
Yeah.
But I tried to angle it away so it doesn't come through as much, as I don't have a actual filter hooked up.
Also, the Rock Band mic for the Wii is not on the same level as the PS3 and 360 one. Just a heads up, because I recommended the Rock Band mic. People were like, it doesn't sound good. I'm like, oh, you're using the Wii one. That's why. It's not good. But yeah, they're not really condenser mics, but they're made to take sound, and they sound a lot better than most headset microphones. I actually try to get people to stray away from the headset microphones, unless you're spending a pretty penny on the headset. If you go spend $40 at Best Buy, that's not going to be sufficient. It's not going to sound good. So now, if you're like, well, I want a good microphone, you can start by looking at things like condenser microphones. There's USB is the easiest because you don't need a soundboard or a mix board.
Also need a power source.
Also, don't need power source, don't need phantom power, any of that stuff. Some of the popular choices, there's the blue Snowball. It's like $50. It's a desktop microphone. Comes with its own stand. You just put it on your desk. There you go. I used that for a few years. I upgraded eventually to a Blue Yeti, which I do have, but I don't really use it that much anymore because it doesn't really. It's not really the best microphone for live stuff. So what I tend to use, currently what I'm using is a Samsung Meteor. It's just a tiny. It's basically it's like a travel mic, but it can mount on a mic stand. So that's why I have it. I actually have a mic stand. It's cheap. It's only $75 for that microphone. And the Audio-Technica 182020 is also a good starter microphone. It comes in both USB and XLR versions. So if you don't want to go USB and you have a mixed board and want to go, XLR right at the gate, you can do that. And that actually leads me into XLR microphone setup. So that's the analog standard plug-in. Then it does require a board to send the signal from the microphone into the computer. Some of them require something called phantom power, which is a whole mess that I'm not going to get into right now. But yeah, those microphones tend to be higher quality, and you have more control over them. So the advantage of the USB ones is they have sound cards built into them. You don't need a special piece of hardware to transfer. So capture cards. We all use a different variety of capture cards. I use the HDPVR Rocket. It has two HDMI inputs and an HDMI input and HDMI output to go to the TV, and an adapter if you want to do older consoles. You guys use the HDPVR 2, which is the same thing, right?
It's on a similar level of rock, except it's more purely based on this.
Yeah, the Rocket is more portable.
Yeah, the Rocket has a portable mode where you can just plug a USB stick in, hit a button, and it records. You don't have to worry.
Which is good for you because you tend to record with friends a lot.
Yeah, when I do power play, sometimes I go to other people's houses and record because they can't really come to me. So I have a portable setup, but I realize it's not going to be in everybody's going to do that, and you probably don't need to in a lot of senses. I have a unique situation, that's why I have it that way. And then there's stuff like the Elgato HD stuff. You use that. You also use the StarTech.
Yeah, I used the original Elgato Game Capture HD for the longest time, and I just recently switched and started using what's called the StarTech USB 3 HD Capture. So it requires USB 3.0, but it's got ports and adapters, so you can hook up pretty much anything to it. It's even got a VGA port, which you can use to work around the PlayStation 3 capture card.
Yeah. And AverMedia also makes cards too. Their Live Gamer series is a lot of stuff. So when it comes to capture cards, it's kind of hard to give a recommendation outside of just do your research. Almost everybody, there's tons of YouTube channels who have reviewed these things, and you can see for yourself what you're getting. And not just for game capture, but for streaming and whatnot. So that covers basic stuff. So let's go over some software here. So you need some kind of software to capture audio. Audacity is free, and it's pretty good at cleaning up audio and making any changes you need to. A lot of people also use Adobe Audition, which comes with the Adobe Creative Cloud or the Adobe Creative Suite. It's a little more advanced, but it does basically the same thing. You clean up your audio, record your audio, all that fun stuff.
Now this is pertaining specifically to Let's Plays, because
Yes.
streaming you don't need.
I was going to get to
another
the streaming
program.
stuff here in a second. When it comes to getting your gameplay in there, most capture cards come with software, and you can use that to capture it in. And some of those softwares actually come with video editing software or bundled with it. Though, to be honest, a lot of them are not that good. So I'm pretty sure all of us still use the Magix Vegas Pro, which used to be Sony Vegas Pro, which is perfect because you can use it to take your audio and video sources together and mix them together.
Also, it's been in a bunch of humble bundles recently. So
Yes.
it's hundreds of dollars.
A $400 program is $25. Yeah.
You still have one? Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you're interested, jump on that. There's a bunch of other programs too, but if you're looking for editing, 25 is a steal for that.
I know a lot of people also like to use the Adobe stuff like Premiere Pro and whatnot for video editing, and yeah, they're good too. But Vegas is super simple. So even if you're just learning how to do editing stuff, and with that, whatever editing software you have these days, just go on YouTube. You can search what you want to do and tutorial on the end, and you'll find it. Somebody's done a video. So what about streaming? So you got a few options here. I used to use XSplit, which is not that great anymore, to be honest. But it basically does let you take the feed from your microphone, the audio on your computer, and your capture device if you want all three of those. You can add things like notifications when somebody follows you on Twitch or subscribe or do hits or anything like that. I believe those of us who stream a lot of affiliates. Yeah. So when you get affiliate status on Twitch, which is getting 50 followers and a couple other things, you can start taking advantage of things like people who sub with like Twitch Prime or just a regular Twitch sub or bits and stuff like that. So that's a whole other thing. So XSplit is great, but it does have a subscription fee if you want all the professional features. The other option is OBS or Open Broadcast software. It's a little easier to use. It works with a lot more stuff, and it's free compared to XSplit, and it does pretty much all the same stuff. There's also a company called Streamlabs who does they do Twitch notifications, YouTube notifications, stuff like that for streaming. They have their own version of OBS, which is what I use currently, and then that way I can have all my notifications just be built into the software instead of using the external website that Streamlabs has.
There are a few different places that do notifications. Like the one I use is called Bucks.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a few different options there. So that's basically getting all set up. So now unless there's anything else I'm missing on the software or hardware side.
It also depends on your internet connection. That's another factor,
Yes.
because if your internet isn't fast enough, it may drop frames, and specifically OBS, it will tell you that in the bottom, and that's usually a problem. You don't want that, or else it'll just like stop when people are watching and then just fast forward. But if your internet's good enough, you can modify bitrate, but there's a bunch of tutorials online to tell you what the recommended bitrate for your internet would be. I'm currently at, I think 2,500 megabits per second.
Yeah, that's about
I
right.
lowered mine because I tried doing Smash Ultimate at like 3,000, and I think it started to crap itself, so I just had to kind of tone that down a bit and do a little bit better.
I don't have a super strong connection either. Like I'm 100 megabits per second down on cable, and 2,500 megabits per second is about what I do. You don't need to have super strong, but you gotta have decent.
Yeah. Well, for streaming, should we upload speeds, not download speeds?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes,
Sorry.
you just gotta make sure that's good. But it
Yeah,
doesn't hurt to have both be good.
I only have
for your
10,
own
for sure, for sure.
I only,
Both
have
ways
10
to upload.
I only get 10 megabits per second up, so, and I can stream at...
Well, if you want to hire the bit rate, so you guys are talking about, the higher the upload speed, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I had to tone mine down, because
Yeah.
I think mine's also around like 10, so it's
Yeah.
just, it's a learning process with that, and it's not too difficult to figure out
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on fiber, you're great,
Yeah.
but not everybody can get that right
Or
now.
if you don't have good internet like me, that's why I don't stream at the moment.
Yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna move on to building your audience. So we're not the most popular streamers, but what I found is there's a few things to make people want to come back. Schedule. If you're on a schedule, people will know when you're streaming and they'll show up for when you're streaming. I used to stream randomly, and I'd be lucky to have people show up. Once I got on a schedule, people knew that I was going to be on this time. Like I said, I'm Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30. People expect me to be there at that time, unless I announce I'm not doing it. Like, for example, this Thursday I didn't stream because I was here. So another thing is social media. I didn't realize how important social media was until it was too late. Just for example, my YouTube channel, I have 2,100 subscribers. I have maybe 300 followers on Facebook and Twitter. If I'd started those when I started my channel, those would be a lot higher, because at the time I didn't need it, because YouTube would tell you when your videos were uploaded. But now it's impossible to get them to do it unless you press the bell, all the other stuff.
And even then, that's still not guaranteed.
The nice thing about Twitch is by default, when someone follows you, it will email you notifications. You have to turn that off so if you don't want it. So at least Twitch is a little better. But with social media, you can also show them. Like if you highlight reels, you can use it to let people know, hey, I'm going to stream at this time. Or if you're late, you say, hey, I'm going to be later at this time. Or if you cancel or do something else. Social media is a lot more important than you think it is, because the services don't do it anymore. They don't tell people when you're doing something. Or when they do, it waits an hour to tell them that you're live. Like YouTube is the worst for that. I'll get notifications from people being live an hour after they started, and I've already missed a good chunk of it. So social media is very useful in that case. And it's just as like I said at the start, if you're having fun, people are going to show up. And they're going to see that they can tell if you're being fake or not. And that's really important too. And of course, when you're streaming, try to interact with your audience if you can. I'm not the best at it. I try to check the Twitch chat as much as possible, but I miss stuff all the time. But I'm getting better at that. So that's something that when you get that interaction, people are more likely to show up and want to watch the stream and interact with it as well.
I feel that it definitely makes it a lot more fun too, because if you have an audience to bounce off of, that'll make both sides feel good about the entire stream. At least that's how I feel. There have been times where there's been dry spells. I'm still having fun with the game, but when someone shows up and you're chatting, that really does help morale, and it's nice.
And sometimes it matters in the game, and sometimes it doesn't. Just for example, with the Overwatch event that's going on, I've had a couple people come in and say, would come in and be like, hey, you're playing this. I'm not the best player by any means. I'm not MLG or anything like that. I'm not the best first-person shooters either. So, but people will want to watch you play, and they'll ask you questions like, who do you main? Like, what are you doing this? Monster Hunter is another good one. A lot of the times, I'll get people who didn't know I played Monster Hunter, even though I stream it all the time. And they'll come in and they'll say, hey, like, what armor set are you using? What weapon are you using? What's your favorite monster? Stuff like that. So it's pretty easy to get people engaged with the game. Or sometimes it doesn't matter. Well, for example, one night, SCR was streaming one of his, it came from Gameflies, with a Ford off-road racing game.
Ford off-road racing.
One of his viewers gifted a sub to me and like a couple other people, and
Because we were arguing about tea.
your viewership went up that night. So yeah, it could be, it's partially luck-based, but also it could be from the game. So who knows? But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to add?
I think it mostly covers.
Pretty much covers the whole thing, yeah. Now we'll open it up to you guys. Any questions?
Not really questions, but I want to add to a couple things.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, social media. When it comes to that, it's good. Like, I post a lot of thumbnails and not thumbnails, like videos and stuff like that, but like, social media really helps if you use like Twitter, Discord, Facebook to interact with your fans. Not just saying, hey, I'm live, but more
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
this is what I'm doing today, this is what I've like, put up little polls, like, what's your favorite character in this game? Mine's this. And you start like communication.
I'm glad you mentioned Discord because I almost forgot about Discord. It's very useful.
It's big.
It's funny because we use that a lot now, and at least in your case, you've had like fans come in.
Yeah, mine's not. My Discord's not 100% public yet because I'm still working on videos and stuff. But if somebody wants to join the Discord, I just go. I don't even worry about it. It's like, and specifically like for my streams, sometimes the Discord chat gets a little big. Sometimes there's like 11, 12 people.
That's what I was saying.
Though, but I like to think that I'm like the block party stream where all the friends come by to watch me play and also argue about things.
You're gonna
like
be
pizza.
hearing 3 arguments while Zero's dying in Overwatch over here all at once.
Well, that was it. Like a 25-minute argument about pizza was the last one.
It was about deep dish, and it was the worst.
Pizza got you.
That's, to
Well,
a
that's
point,
his
I didn't even
problem.
have to talk. I was just playing the game and they were arguing about pizza.
I think it made
That's
it
what
better
happened.
since he wasn't distracted.
Yes,
by
I wasn't.
trying to interject about the dumbest topics.
When the
But sometimes
Discord
dumb
chat
topics.
gets to a certain point, it just becomes a beast that cannot be fed.
It feeds itself.
We've all had our fair share of dumb conversations, but that's also fun.
And that made a good highlight reel. I'll just say.
That we would have loved to show you if
would've-
they gave us a
yeah,
like we asked.
we did have a video prepared, but unfortunately, it looks like we don't have any way to show it. So, any other questions or comments?
Quick question. Since you mentioned pizza, pineapple on pizza.
No! You're a heathen! Oh.
Less is good.
But that's only because I personally don't like pineapple period. Like,
Oh, pineapple's gross.
Oh. There, that says on
Kind of like
because I agree.
hard thing.
The other way. Yes. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the truth.
He asked the question, okay?
I'm just usual.
You and Beck.
He was first, but
Oh, okay. Cloud.
I think it's on networking.
Networking?
Don't be afraid to reach out. Like the worst that'll happen is they'll say no.
I was pretty lucky because I was part of a community before I started doing stream regularly, and some of the people that are part of the community, they stream more regularly than I do. So a lot of the times, they'll, like, does anybody know what raiding is on Twitch? I'll just get a raid for no reason. I'm like, why is this raid? Oh, Deco's raiding me with 18 people. Okay, great. So it's, and I try to do it at the end of my streams every time too, to just kind of like as payback. So for those of you who don't know what raiding is you can send your entire viewership to another Twitch channel just by putting /raid and their Twitch name. So all that viewership goes to their Twitch channel after you do that. So oftentimes one of them will be streaming the same time I am, and they finish and they see that I'm still going. They're like, oh, I'll just send my viewers over to you, and I do the same thing for them and stuff like that.
When a raid happens, it feels nice. I was playing Oni for the PS2, and I wasn't having a great time. Then I got a raid of 16 people, just reclined back in my chair and freaked out. And then I got another follower, and I started having a laughing fit because of the notification I put on it.
Yeah, so networking with people is, it's difficult at first. If you have friends that are already doing it, it's easier. Yeah, it's, I always say to people is just ask. Worst they can say is no, or they could be a dick to you, and in that case, you don't want to waste your time with them anyways. So, but you'll find how often people will say, yeah, I'll, we can do a co-op stream, or I'll host you, or this kind of thing. It'll be interesting to see how easily people are to say yes. As somebody who also does a podcast and tries to get people to interview for it, I'm kind of surprised with the people who say yes, but at the same time I shouldn't be because they're just people, so who cares? But yeah, good question.
No,
Who cares?
Blue Hat, you still want
Yeah. I was wondering. So, have any of you guys ever experimented with using characters, like a character roleplay kind of thing on your stream? Or is there benefit versus?
What do you mean? Just
Like Dr. Disrespect, he's a character. He's a character, but he's not as dedicated.
I mean, featuring an actual character from a video game is the closest thing, but not really.
We do have characters in our game reviews, but that's a whole nother universe. In that case, I do have friends who do that, who have a character as their thing. Like, what's that anime thing where like you can make an anime character be your like webcam and it will like mimic
I know
when your
ones
mouth
that
opens and stuff. One of my friends does that and they are successful with it, but I don't know. I just the character thing's interesting, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, you can obviously be successful or just have a good viewership without it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to try if you don't think what you're currently doing is good. It's all about experimentation.
If you think it's fun, you can try it.
Yeah, let me say something I meant to say earlier. If it's fun, just try it. As long as it's not going to get you banned.
This is a platform where a team of fish play Street Fighter. The door is wide open.
Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay, great. Any other questions?
Not really a question, but like, don't be afraid to buy used. I got an AT2020.
Yeah.
And the pop filter for like $80. Great.
Yeah, they're actually, it's funny how many people like will get like it's funny how often you'll get like people who have barely used stuff, but they'll sell like they bought it and they never use it, or they bought it and they regretted buying it and they can't take it back. So yeah, that definitely happens. One of the microphones that I had was actually one that a buddy didn't need anymore. It's just like I bought a better microphone and just have it. So, but it's for a whole different thing. It's not for streaming or anything like that. So, but yeah, use what you got. Any other questions? Yes, you again.
Yeah. Have you guys gotten into any like? Have you incorporated yourself or like your business and any accounting stuff? Have you ventured into that area at all? Is it recommended to do when you start off?
Well, you have to send your taxes if you want to do affiliate once you reach it.
It takes like 2 days to do.
That's like the most
No,
I've gone for like business stuff, I guess.
Twitch does direct deposits.
Yeah, they do. We're not really a business, but we are a group under our review stuff. We go under River City Gamers. So we are a group. We're not really like a business in that case. But a lot of stuff like actually Streamlabs can get you set up on that. Like if a lot of those services can, like if you want to start, if you get a decent following, you decide, I'm going to do merch because that's what people want. You can set up a merch store through them. You can set up different kinds of ways of, I guess monetizing or your streams or something that regard. I'm not too familiar with it yet.
And you don't want to do something permanent. You can do like a Teespring campaign, just to as a way of gauging interest and alleviating any sort of interest in merchandise.
Exactly.
Yes, Ness?
I think just as a technical answer to that question, you don't need to incorporate. You can run a business under your own identity.
Yeah.
So if it's just you and you're just starting out, there's not really much reason to incorporate. It's not needed to even do any of that stuff or make my own.
The only times it gets messy is when you guys start copyrighting stuff, because that's a little more crazy. Because especially now with how the copyright system works on YouTube, and now it's affecting Twitch, where you get your bot muted for playing like a couple seconds of a song.
Twitch mutes itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It usually just mutes the section that it contains, not the entire thing.
But when it comes to that stuff, it's fairly easy in that case. You don't need like a network anymore like you used to back in the old days. But yeah. Yes, you.
I've within the last couple of years become in charge of working with streamers on a Minecraft server.
Okay.
I was wondering if you have any tips for working with, like, from the server person's side, or like.
We don't really. I don't think we have any experience with that specifically. I don't think any of us.
I mean, I've played, but I don't think I've ever ran a server. There's some friends that I know that are actually kind of running one right now. It's not really for streaming; it's just for playing. I don't think we have a proper answer to that, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry, I wish we were helpful in that case. But.
Yes.
When you guys stream, do you guys use your gamer tags or you guys use your actual names? And which is preferred?
It's probably better you use usernames and gamer tags than use your real name, unless like the audience knows you use that. Like just for example, when I'm doing power plays, we just use regular names unless somebody doesn't want the regular name out there.
We usually like a first name basis.
Like a first name basis. Just for example, one of my closest friends, Corey, his username is Dream Shogun, but we almost never use that because it's a dumb username. When he does something that angers me, I just yell, Corey, no! It's not, I'm not going to say Dream, no, because that sounds weird.
I do.
Though most people refer to me as Zero. No, almost nobody refers to me by my real name.
And my username's like a string of letters, so most people just use my real name.
Yeah. So.
Or just variations of our usernames.
Or just mix it up. Like sometimes I'll use their real names or then their usernames because I don't know.
This is related, but just one of the notable streamers, Blind Sauce, they usually go by first name basis. Like Vinny, the main guy, like people know him as Vinny, or just call him various variations of his name, just as a joke. But
and then there's Joel.
It doesn't hurt. Like I usually go by my alias, but first name basis is fine. It'd be weird if you're doing your full name, and that wouldn't be recommended. You don't want people.
During like your power plays, it's almost always by first name.
Yes. Yeah.
It's because you're just hanging out with friends playing games, so that's what that happened anyway.
Yeah. It depends. It really depends what it is. Like there's like I'll go by like my username's Zeromaster, but I usually go by Zero. And when I'm playing with other people, they'll use my real name in a group. But normally when I'm streaming, it's just like Zero's shorter than my real name, so people just go with that. I say do whatever you're comfortable with. Some people aren't comfortable with using their real names, and that's totally fine. I understand that. For a long time I wasn't. So, but yeah, just do whatever feels right. Any more questions?
Yes.
So mine's Let's Play related, specifically to Mr. Editor here. Okay, what would you want? Often in Let's Plays, there are many call-outs directly to you, like, hey, do this, or put this sound. How often do you fulfill those, and how much effort do you put into that?
Lonnie, put text on the screen.
Okay, well,
I can answer that.
This is more so on like the whole Let's Play thing.
That's the answer.
So
to say a lot.
Just a funny story of this. My friend Jeff, who's an artist, he drew icons for us. He drew a no icon for him, so anytime I ask him to do a complicated edit, he just puts that up.
Well, here's the thing. Even though I do edit videos for him, I wouldn't exactly call myself a professional editor. It's more so like I just do it as a hobby type of thing. And I have gotten better for a few years, but it's more specifically the fact that it's like really you want me to do this, or it's like do game programs where you can do this.
Go back and if it's something simple like go back and zoom in on that, usually you're like sure whatever. But if I'm asking you to like spin something,
if it's something overly elaborate that would take a long time for me to try and do it myself, I'm just like no. So yeah. But that's just my own spin on it. I know like classic game programs very used to do all that stuff with editing. That sort of started the whole trend of like editors injecting their own stuff into the videos, which is fun. But
and sometimes I don't do this too much anymore because I edit my own videos as well. He does some of them too. Sometimes if there's like a reference and I feel like people won't get it if I just say it, so I want to cut it in. Usually JoJo's related, I don't do it so much anymore because YouTube started cracking down on those. Like I used to do it all the time, and I've gotten the whole video explained because I use 2 seconds of the internet video. So,
exactly, that's the problem, especially when you reference something that's copyrighted. You can't exactly say do a direct comparison or a reference to it, put insert in your video. It's more so that you have to be more creative with those types of edits.
Usually now I do we do like in memes, like ones that have developed over the course of the, I don't know if you call it lore, but the
inside jokes basically.
The inside jokes basically. It's just like for a while we had my friend Corey is known for being a really bad liar, so we made a bullshit counter until we got rid of it.
This means that we lost count.
So essentially, anytime he said something that wasn't true or was obviously bullshit, I'd be like, put that on the counter. Or when I stream, my friend, a friend of mine who is a usual
Guest commentator.
Guest commentator in my streams, yeah, thank you. Oni Rokaku. He really likes to complain about wrestling. And I'm sick of it. So, and he's getting married in a couple of years. So we started a thing called the Wrestle Jar. So anytime he makes a reference to wrestling, mentions wrestling, that's $1 in the Wrestle Jar. So, and what's fun is a lot of the times people will come in and start talking about wrestling to get him to talk about it. Because I don't care if other people talk about it, it's only if he talks about it that he has to pay. So, so yeah, so just little things like that. Those are easy editing things, but the more complicated stuff, I'm just ready for this to go on.
Yeah, but that's not to say I don't do this. There have been times where I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna do something fun.
You get one.
There have been times where I'm just like, the ear sector, just sort of
it can add creativity.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think my biggest one that I've done was during a game of Mario Party 4, which actually is a game that is known for ruining friendships series. One time when you were playing blindfolded because you just were the entire time.
Why not?
No, he was
skill.
playing Switch.
Just for context,
okay, essentially.
anytime we play Mario Party, he does something else.
And I never finished last.
Like last year, he decided, I'm going to play my Switch while playing Mario Party.
I was playing ARMS while doing the Mario Party mini games with the motion controls.
When else to expect? But anyway, what happened was, it was just, we were just telling him, press and roll your dice. He did. He landed on a spot, got a hidden block, and then he got a star, and everyone yelled.
Everyone.
Well, everyone.
It wasn't just me.
You were the loudest.
You yelled too.
Yeah, but you're always
Most of the people were yelling very loudly. So what I did was I edited in, like basically just a giant salt mountain creeping up into the image. With salt shakers going.
The entire video also, we had salt meters that were rising, and every time, like, you would chime in and be like, salt meter rises another level.
Yeah, I just did a basic image editing where I'm just like, salt meter rising for this.
And side editing tip, if everyone yells, make sure it doesn't peak. You're going to want to lower that so people's earbuds don't explode.
Yeah, that's good.
Very
Audio compression.
There's tutorials for that.
I'll just say this, audio compression is your friend when it comes to editing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But all of this comes back to what style of gear. I do Let's Plays as well, and it is radically different from the way you do it. Like, I don't have any of those graphics on the screen. I do all my commentary in post so that I can add in bits of trivia about the game and little gameplay quirks you can work on. So it all comes back to how you're going to do the first place.
Yeah. Any other questions? Cloud?
How many times do you have to consistently put out a video in a week to maintain growth?
I'd say at least once a week. That's what I started doing. That's when I started.
It really depends how you want to go. Like streaming, I usually say at least once or twice a week at least. I know some people, I would love to go like 4 times a week, but I work a full-time job. I can't do it. If Twitch was my only thing, I'd be doing it every day. But unfortunately, it's not. So that's not to say I don't like my job. I do. Yeah, so twice a week is basically all that I can manage. When it comes to Let's Plays, I was at one point doing up to 2 to 3 videos a day, but that became too much. So I've now put it down to 1 video a day. And again, you don't have to follow that schedule. If you want to do, the thing is with Let's Plays, I do 15-minute long videos. So 1 of those a day for a whole week, I'm not good at math, I'm doing cat math here. So that's like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of gameplay a week. Say you want to post once a week and you just want to put an hour and a half post up or an hour-long post or whatever.
Yeah, that's about like an hour 45 for like 7 days.
Yeah. The other thing that's nice too is if you stream on Twitch and you can download that stream, upload it to YouTube. That's a YouTube video right there. So if you want to edit it, that's a little more work, but sometimes you can just download your stream, throw it somewhere else, and there you go.
It's helpful for archiving because specifically on Twitch, if you don't do anything with it, it'll automatically delete, but currently you can just kind of highlight it. That's what I do to preserve it on my Twitch archives. But alternatively, I can always just take my archives on Twitch and upload it to my YouTube channel as an extra.
So to bring it back, to answer your question, as often as you want to. If you want to do it once a day, like I do, go nuts, do it if you want to do that. If you only want to do it once every other day, or if you want to do it once a week, just do whatever is most comfortable. Like, everybody's got different schedules, right? So,
I do want to add to that.
Yeah.
Just in conjunction with that, if you feel like you're going to get burnt out on it, dial it back. Because burning out is the worst thing that can happen. That's just going to probably kill your enjoyment or motivation to want to do that.
Yeah.
So if you prevent burnout early, that'll benefit you in the long run.
That's why I cut back from doing 2 Let's Play videos a day, because I was literally, anytime I was playing a game, it was to record it or stream it. And I wasn't playing games for me to play, like me time, so...
there are other projects you're working on too.
Yeah.
Those keep getting pushed back further.
Because then I have to, it's time for me to upload another video and get that out.
It's mostly just sort of to start out, and slowly maybe start getting more and more into it, but you don't have to be that excessive.
Exactly.
Right off the bat.
Whatever you're comfortable with. Alright, so we've got about 5 more minutes. Any more questions?
I think I saw his name.
Mr. Sterling in the back.
Oh my god, it is.
Motherfucking Sterling. I wanted to ask, have you found monetization methods on Twitch and YouTube gotten better or worse over the years?
I literally just hit affiliate, so I don't know yet.
It's a little column A and a little column B. On Twitch, I feel like the affiliate system is a good way to get people used to doing that. The problem with a lot of that is that unless you have a lot of that coming in and meeting a certain threshold, you're not going to see that money for a while. Just for example, I think the threshold is you have to have 15 subscribers on Twitch, and that's people who are paying $4.99 a month to see or to be subscribed to your stream, get the emotes and all the other extra stuff. And have at least 15 people before you get paid out for it.
Twitch for affiliates, I don't know how this works. There's a $100 threshold before you can get paid out at all. And I just got my first Twitch payout after streaming on Twitch since 2013, on and off, about 3 weeks ago. So unless you have like a very generous audience, you're not going to see like any monetization from that for a while.
Yeah.
Now YouTube, I can't talk at all. It's not monetized.
Now, when it comes to YouTube, I actually lost monetization on my Let's Play channel because they said they changed how it all works. So if you're not part of a multi-channel network, which is the companies that come in and offer you 80, 20, or whatever to promote your channel and whatnot, the MCNs, they're a regular payment for most of it. When it's YouTube is your only revenue stream, there's that $100 threshold, and you got to hit that before they pay you out. On top of that, now you have to have 10,000 watch hours. And even though I did again, not a math magician, but I did the math, I should have that many, but they took away my monetization anyway. So
I think it's more so that it's more so if you have quantity more so quality, than that if you're searching stuff really thin, you want to have like a lot of watch time views on like more videos, especially if you upload like several a week. Then YouTube will be like, well, you're not bringing in money.
The easiest monetization method, and Twitch, you can do it both on Twitch and on YouTube for streaming, is donations. That's the easiest way, because you get those right away. There's nobody, it doesn't go through anybody and whatnot. And you can use Streamlabs to do that too. But that's something that again is an optional thing. I only make it available because what I say is anything that gets put in, I'm using to put back into the stream of the Let's Plays to get better equipment, have a budget in case equipment breaks down, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it really depends how you go about it, but it's usually that $100 threshold as well. You go ahead.
I didn't see who went up first, so
Mine's related to that question.
Oh yeah,
oh,
sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So just in regards to Twitch, affiliate, they keep adding new features to affiliate. So they've added, like now you can get sub badges, which is partner only. You can get more emote slots.
I think I noticed that. Even though I'm still just new to affiliate, I noticed that it seemed like there was more of them there to way back.
Your affiliate
Yeah, they've added
tiers
recently.
and each gets an emote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta work on that too.
Who else had their hand up?
The one right behind this.
Is there, like, do you guys have a recommended length for videos, or does it really matter?
YouTube likes long videos, but I say go as long as you want. I cut it off at 15 minutes because I feel like that's a good time to say, okay, I need a break. So, but to keep in mind, when I'm recording a Let's Play, I'm usually recording a couple hours in length, and I'll cut it at the 15-minute mark, and I'll just cut it later. So usually I'll do an hour session, so that's 4 videos. We take a break, we come back, we do another hour session, and that's 4 more videos. But yeah, YouTube likes longer videos right now, so
longer than 15 minutes usually.
Yeah, 20 to 30 isn't bad. I mean, there's rare cases where you'll see like hour-long essays about why your favorite game's bad, which will always go in your inbox when you don't want to look at it.
But yeah, I like to, I don't always stay at 15 minutes, sometimes I go over or under depending on what's happening. Like if I'm in a final boss game and I'm at the 15-minute mark, I'm not going to cut it right there because then the next video is going to be 5 minutes. So I just let it go until I'm done. Or sometimes I don't know how long it's going to be, and then it's this guy's job to figure out where to cut the videos.
Yeah, that's always fun. But I'd say, but in terms of that, I usually try to keep the Let's Play parts usually between 15 to 30 minutes. I'd say that's a pretty good balance.
I try to just go by whatever the game usually dictates. If it's a game that's divided up by levels, one level takes 20 minutes, I'll just practice that and then record it, and then that's one video. And just do that the rest of the time.
And I guess this would sort of relate to it, like, how long do you think a good stream might be? Like a couple hours?
I usually go at least 2 hours when I stream, unless I have to like go like shortly after that or something happens, emergency or whatever. I usually go for at least 2 hours. But
Power goes out in the middle of the stream.
Does that happen a lot?
That happened to me during a 12-hour marathon.
I mean, I usually go for like 2.5 to 3, but in weird cases where I'm just like, no, I just want to keep going, keep playing this game, just keep going, and all of a sudden you're streaming 6 hours, and you're like, oh, I beat the game. All right, that was worth it. What time is it? 2 a.m.? All right, good night, guys. I gotta go.
Well, we may have room for one more question. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, I think we're good. Thanks for coming out, guys, and.